Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraet. Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Om Ajnanatirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, verse 63. Very beautiful verse. So Durvasa told Lord, he went to Vaikuntha, he told Lord Narayana that you can do anything, you protect me please. I have offended your devotee. And he says that you can awaken, and just by desiring you can awaken the holy name in the hearts of devotees, in the hearts of people. Now to that point about whether the Lord, what is the exact verse? He says you can deliver him, you can do everything. For even if a person is fit for going to hell, you can deliver him simply by awakening within his heart the holy name of your Lordship. Now, Lord is answering why he doesn't do this. Why he doesn't awaken the holy name of the Lord in the heart of a person who is first a Vaishnava Aparadi, second who is a atheist, a Mayavadi, um, or even a Bhogi for that matter. The Lord will not do this. Lord will not awaken. It requires desire of the devotee. Now, the Lord says desire of the person. The Lord says something which is really, something inconceivable. So it says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Aham Bhakta Paradhino Hi Asvatantra Ivadvija Sadhubir Grasta Hridayo Bhakter Bhakta Janapriyaha. It's for these verses we should read Bhagavatam. Such a beautiful verse. It says, Aham Bhakta Paradhino. I'm dependent on the will of my devotees. I'm dependent. Paradhina means Paradhina, dependent on somebody else. On whom? On Bhakta. I'm dependent on my devotee. He asvatantra ivadvija. Like I am not swatantra, like I don't have independence, like I am not independent. I'm dependent on the will of my devotees. Sadhubihi grasta hridayaha. You should remember the Sanskrit words. Grasta hridayaha. Lord is talking about his heart. Grasta. Grasta means controlled. He's saying my heart is controlled by sadhubihi, by pure devotees. completely free from all material desires. Bhaktaihi Bhakta Janapriyaha. So Prabhupada translates this as, I am dependent not only on my devotee, but also on my devotee's devotee. Meaning Bhakta Jana, devotee's devotee is extremely dear to me. It's an amazing verse. Prabhupada's translation, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only within the cores of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotee are very dear to me. And so we can understand the supreme position of a devotee. It's actually supreme. It's more supreme than the supreme position of the Supreme Lord. Because that Supreme Lord is saying that He's controlled. Aham Bhakta Paradhina. So how exalted a devotee is. So we should soak in this thought process. And sometimes we think that we are something great and we've done something, this, that, and all that. But this is the standard. A devotee who can control the Lord, not the one who will do Vaidhi Bhakti. A person who does Vaidhi Bhakti cannot control Krishna. A person who doesn't want anything else in this world but Krishna's pleasure, Krishna's happiness, and is ready to do anything for that. He controls the heart of the Lord. We will be fortunate if we are in the association of such devotees. If we can get an opportunity to serve such devotees, we should consider ourselves very fortunate. Also, Lord is saying, not just my devotee, my devotee's devotee also. That means anywhere in the disciplic succession, if there is a pure devotee who has dedicated his life for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, Krishna is saying that he is the devotees. The devotee controls him. Krishna sits in the core of the hearts of such devotees. Preman Janachurita Bhakti Vilochani. So we're also discussing this Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. Bhava Samanvitaha. We should always try to serve Krishna with love, with our heart. Whatever little we can do. Maybe we can just sweep the floor of Krishna's temple. That also we should do it with our heart. Such that we should keep thinking, okay, this service I have done, is Krishna pleased? Have I done everything right? Is there anything else I can improve? Not all devotees can serve on this platform. Some devotees serve just for the sake of serving. When we actually serve like this, the heart automatically becomes clean. Very important. But all the great stalwart personalities in the universe, including Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, are fully under the control of the Supreme Person of Godhead. But the Supreme Person of Godhead is fully under the control of his devotee. Why is this? Because the devotee is Anya Bilashita Shunya. In other words, he has no material desires in his heart. His only desire is to think always of the Supreme Lord and how to serve him best. Now, Prabhupada has put two things here. It's not just about simply thinking about Krishna. Some devotees say, I want to just keep chanting. No, but Krishna will also become hungry. Krishna wants to nicely get dressed. There's so many things that pleases Krishna. So our perfection is not just simply and sitting and chanting the whole day. Our perfection is chanting in such a way that we will not want to do anything for our personal requirement, that is anyway given, but more additionally, we put our heart in trying to see how we can serve Krishna. And this can come only by mercy of devotees. So either we have served in our previous lives, we have made progress in our previous lives. Mm. Maybe we were already on the stage of, maybe we just entered Raganuga. Or for some reason we didn't achieve perfection. Or in this life, we somehow fortunately got the association of a pure devotee. Only then this is possible. But unfortunately, devotees, even after coming in touch with a pure devotee guru, they don't come to the stage of wanting to serve Krishna being the only goal in their life. It's very unfortunate. Their initiation, in one sense, we can say was not successful. They didn't surrender. But if a sincere devotee surrenders to a pure devotee of the Lord, Guru, and engages in his service, then automatically the heart will be cleansed. And the devotee would want to serve Krishna to the best of his ability. Mm. Because of this transcendental qualification, the Supreme Lord is extremely favorable to the devotees. Indeed, not only the devotees, but also the devotees of the devotees. Srila Narottama Das Thakur says, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nisthara Paya Chekeba. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva, if we give up uh, Vaishnava Seva, and how can we be freed from this material entanglement? We cannot be released from material entanglement. The only way is to serve a devotee. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu identified himself as Gopi Barthu Padakamalayor Dasa Dasanu Dasaha. Gopi Bartuhu. Bartuhu means husband or Lord. Gopi Bartuhu is the Lord of the gopis or husband of the gopis or Swami of the gopis, Krishna. Gopi Bartuhu Padakamalayor. The lotus feet of Gopi Bartu. Dasa Dasa Dasanu Dasaha. Thus he instructed us to become not directly servants of Krishna, but servants of the servant of Krishna. Devotees like Brahma, Narada, Vyasa Deva and Shukadev Goswami are directly servants of Krishna. And one who becomes a servant of Narada, Vyasadeva and Shukadeva, like the six Goswamis, is still more devoted. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasadaha. If one very sincerely serves the spiritual master, Krishna certainly becomes favorable to such a devotee. And like I've said this multiple times, we don't need to go in front of the Guru and say, Guru Maharaj, I've done this in your service. I've done this in Srila Prabhupada's service. And those who go and brag about themselves, they will not get mercy. The Guru thinks that he's not qualified to get mercy because he's still ego, he's still in false ego. He's thinking that he is the doer. But we are not the doers, we're just instruments. So we have to just follow their instructions without having to bother about telling anybody. We don't have to tell anybody. It just works that way. The Lord will communicate. Lord will create favorable thought process in the heart of the Guru. So these things automatically happen. We don't have to endeavor much. We should not even endeavor. Just simply understand the instruction of Guru and just follow it. That's all. Nothing else is required. Following the instructions of a devotee is more valuable than following the instructions of the Supreme Person of Godhead directly. Now, this is very, very important. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with someone who was thinking that Prabhupada in his books is saying something, so I should follow that. But then I said, saying that obviously Prabhupada, whatever Prabhupada has written is not going to be different from what his pure devotees are saying. But still, if in case we have any confusion or lack of clarity, all we need to do is simply accept the instructions of Guru. That's all. Because Krishna is even in case, for example, of late I've been having a lot of these conversations about that I want to simply serve Krishna. I don't want to get any, I don't want to get married. I don't want to get into material entanglement, all these kinds of stuff. Yeah, so then what is the logic devotees are giving? Krishna is saying, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Saying, all give up all dharma. So then why should we marry? Interestingly, yesterday I was talking to, we were searching for some boys. So I was talking to some boys, and then I was surprised. Boys are saying, we don't want to get married. I said, looks like some new trend to run away from responsibility. Reason being given is, no, you want to surrender everything to Krishna. But surrendering everything to Krishna means following the instruction of Guru. So which is why we need to understand the mood of Guru. That is why this Guru selection process, it's a selection process. If we are not willing to follow the instructions of Guru, then we should not take initiation from that person. We should not consider that person as our Guru. If we consider somebody as our Guru, then we should follow instructions. There is no other path. And Prabhupada is making very clear that following the instructions of a devotee is more valuable than following the instructions of the Supreme Lord directly, because it's the mercy of the Guru that is most important in the life of a devotee. Krishna is not going to, Krishna will. So it almost looks like for devotees, no, Krishna is directly interacting with me or reciprocating with me. Now, we should please understand that that reciprocation is happening only because we have surrendered to Guru. The moment we stop, we give up this surrender, that reciprocation will stop. We should not be under the false illusion saying that, no, I've already established some connection with Krishna. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It can't happen even in Goloka. Even in Goloka, there are authorities. We can't directly simply barge into Krishna. Right? So what about this material world? So don't feel that, okay, I have anyway connection with Krishna. Why do I have to accept Guru's instructions? Why can't I just be independent? You're feeling Krishna's reciprocation simply because of Guru's mercy. That's all. It's so simple. So Guru's instructions are foremost. Clearly, Prabhupada is saying that it's more valuable than following the instructions of Krishna directly. Now, Krishna is willing to put himself in a subordinate position. Krishna is not going to come to Guru and say, why are you pushing Varnashrama? I said, Sarva Dharman Parityaja. No, because Krishna is given that freedom to his devotees to distribute mercy. So, and they know what is the best way of distributing that mercy. We think that we can see 50 years ahead. We can't see 5 seconds ahead. What can we see 50 years of our life? So we should just simply relax, just simply surrender to the instructions of Guru and done. Don't strain. Prabhupada says, teeny brain. We have teeny brain. Little brain we have. How much can we think? What can we understand? So it's so easy. Simply follow, simply surrender to Krishna, simply surrender to Guru. Mm. And when we do that, then Krishna is willing to enter our hearts. That's what it means by devotee of a devotee. Devotee of a devotee means pure devotee of a pure devotee. That's all. Simple. If you are pure in our desire to serve Krishna, and we are under the shelter of a pure devotee, then we are now entitled. In some sense, entitled is like a right. Like Brahma says, Tattenu Kampamsu Samikshana. Rightful higher. Uh, Going back to Godhead becomes your rightful claim, Brahma says. So, right, we have, this is my right. What is the right? The right is that now we become qualified for Krishna to enter our hearts. Such an exalted position, we can't imagine what surrender to Guru can do. So, very, very nice. So, please remember this verse, this statement. Krishna is saying, Aham Bhakta Paradhino. Asvatantra Ivadvija. Asvatantra, this Sarva Swarat, the first verse of Bhagavatam. It says that he's Swarat. Janmadhyasya anvayaditaratas charteshu abhigna Swarat. Is fully independent Supreme Lord. But in this verse, in the same Bhagavatam, Krishna is contradicting himself, saying, I am not Swarat. So people get confused about Krishna's supreme position. He's Swarat, but he's not Swarat. He's independent, but he's not independent. Which is why without, I asked devotee, keep asking devotees, saying, Achintya Bheda, Bheda, please give examples. So many things like this we keep discussing all the time. Krishna is independent, but not independent. Krishna is independent in general, but not independent when it comes to his devotees, his pure devotees. Sadhu bhir grasta hridayo. This also, it's beautiful, these words. Bhakta paradhino, aswatantra, grasta hridaya, bhakta janapriya. These words we have to remember, because Sanskrit, because of being in India, local languages are also stemming from Sanskrit. So some of these words will have a direct impact on our heart, than the translation. Prabhupada is explaining things in the translation for those who don't have familiarity with these words. For us, all these words are known words in our own, language, or being in India, we've heard these words again and again. Such a beautiful verse. I don't feel like going to the next verse. Just soak in this. Anyway, Lord is further saying, Naham Atmanam Ashase Mad Bhaktaihi Sadhubir Vina Shriyam Chatyantikim Brahman Yesham Gatir Aham Para Naham Atmanam Ashase. I do not desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss. Mad Bhaktaihi Sadhubir Vina. Without my bhaktas, without sadhus, I Naham Atmanam Ashase. No, I do not desire to enjoy even my transcendental bliss. See, not only transcendental bliss, Shriyam. In this context, Shriyam means opulences. Supreme opulences, para, atyantikim, yesham gatihi aham para. What kind of mad bhaktaihi? Yesham gatir aham para. Whose destination is me. So for whom I am the only destination, without such saintly persons, I do not desire to enjoy. It's not that Lord cannot enjoy. So Lord is Atma, Rama, Apta, Kama, etc. But he does not desire to enjoy independent of his devotees. Just see how amazing. That's the spiritual atmosphere. That's the spiritual world where the Lord is enjoying transcendental bliss. with his devotees. And sometimes we can't understand what Krishna does in Goloka. But we should understand whatever he does is simply not for his pleasure. Whatever he does is simply for the pleasure of his devotees. This is Goloka. Which is why almost Krishna looks helpless. Krishna is helpless. The Supreme Lord is helpless. Mm. And then because of this, this one quality, Krishna gets caught up in so many problems. How can Krishna get caught up in problems? Krishna gets caught up in problems in Goloka. Especially with the gopis. In the gopas, he escapes. He's too smart. But he can't escape. Can't escape from the gopis. So, why in Goloka? Even here, right? Krishna brings his Goloka pastimes to this material world. And he knows that people are going to talk rubbish about him. But he doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Because he does it for the pleasure of his devotees. And he wants to show off his amazing devotees. He wants to show off. See, these are my devotees and I'm ready to do anything for them. You want to talk something about me, nonsense? Go ahead, enjoy. This is Krishna's supremely dependent position. Not supremely independent position. This is Krishna's supremely dependent position. Prabhupada is saying, but Supreme Lord is self-sufficient, Atmarama. But to enjoy his transcendental bliss, he requires the cooperation of his devotees. In Vrindavan, for example, the Lord Krishna is full in himself. He wants the cooperation of his devotees like the cowherd boys and gopis to increase his transcendental bliss. Such pure devotees who can increase the pleasure potency of the Supreme Lord are certainly most dear to him. Not only does the Supreme Lord enjoy the company of his devotees, but because he is unlimited, he wants to increase his devotees unlimitedly. Of course, there's only one Radharani, there's only one Yashoda, there's only one Nanda Maharaj, there's only one Balaram, there's only one Rohini Mata. But there is space for everybody. And Krishna is so inconceivable that he can reciprocate with the devotees the way the devotees desire. In an inconceivable manner. For example, for somebody who wants to just remain in, or attracted to the Bala Leela, childhood pastimes of Krishna, in Goloka they will ever remain in that mood. Krishna ever remains in that same age. It doesn't grow old. Right? But then at the same time, for those who are attracted by his Kaishora pastimes, then he remains a Kaishora. So it's inconceivable. I mean, it's almost like you're, just for want of a better word, I'm saying personal Krishna. It's like that. Krishna is personal. He'll reciprocate with me the way I desire if I'm a pure devotee. I've reached that stage. Of course, devotees don't do anything just because, I want to control Krishna. Such people can't become, it's not pure devotion. But those devotees who don't have any other desire but to please Krishna, whatever they desire, Krishna is ready to give. He wants to increase his devotees unlimitedly, don't forget. Thus he descends to the material world to induce the non-devotees and rebellious living entities can lift my hand for that rebellious living entities to return home back to Godhead. He requests them to surrender unto him because unlimited as he is, he wants to increase his devotees unlimitedly. So the only way we can go to him is by surrendering unto him. The Krishna consciousness movement is an attempt to increase the number of pure devotees of the Supreme Lord more and more. If anybody had any doubt about what ISKCON is meant to do, there's so much of discussion about what Prabhupada wanted, this, that, and all that. One statement is enough. This is the overarching statement for anything and everything that one can think about in ISKCON. He created ISKCON is an institute for pure devotion, to train non-devotees to become pure devotees. Simple. It is certain that a devotee who helps in this endeavor to satisfy the Supreme Lord becomes indirectly a controller of the Supreme Lord. So those devotees who help in this endeavor, who are these devotees? These devotees are who selflessly slogging in this miserable material world in corporate offices from morning till night, come back from office and are still ready to go out on the street to distribute mercy. Such amazing surrender, amazing love for Krishna. And these devotees, they can become controller of the Supreme Lord. Although the Supreme Lord is full in 6 opulences. Of course, I mean, I'm not just restricting it to just working devotees. I'm saying anybody who's just going beyond their ability, beyond their responsibilities, just stressing themselves out for Krishna. Let me put it that way. Those who are mentally and physically stressing themselves out for Krishna, they will become controllers of Krishna. Not the ones like me who are just chilling and relaxing. Although the Supreme Lord is full in 6 opulences, he does not feel transcendental bliss without his devotees. An example that may be cited in this regard is that if a very rich man does not have sons in a family, he does not feel happiness. Indeed, sometimes a rich man adopts a son to complete his happiness. The science of transcendental bliss is known to the pure devotee. It's a science. Bliss is a science. Not that we can do whatever we want to get that bliss. It's a science, meaning there is a process. It has to be followed properly. Then we experience that bliss. Therefore, the pure devotee is always engaged in increasing the transcendental happiness of the Lord. I recommend all of you to read both these purports again and again and again and again. Because I got the opportunity to explain this verse, so obviously my heart has entered the purport. But sometimes when we are hearing, we might not be able to enter into all aspects of the purport or the discussion. So I suggest that everybody reads both these purports again and again. We don't need actually, one way we can say, if we just stick to these 2 purports for the rest of our life, I think that's enough. So amazing. Okay. I'm in an amazed world today, so I'll just stop here. If anybody wants to say anything, can please go ahead. Don't ask me questions. Anybody wants to share anything when you heard the discussion or the purport, you can go ahead. If nobody wants to say anything, I'm happy about that also. So we'll close here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhyo Vacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai, Samveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.